Yo, 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 you already know what it is, what it be, what it ain't, but what it really is. This is Psychedelic Chilling with the Misfits on Who They Want podcast. This is a little minute, a wee bit of.
What's up, y'all? This is Lady Tasha, better known as the Duchess, and you already know I'm rocking with the Misfits on a Who They Want Entertainment podcast show. And don't forget, go and download Everything Entertainment Expo app and get blocked in or bow down, bitches.
Yo, this is FP3 chilling with the Misfits on Who They Want podcast, the one and only. Stay tuned.
Steady, are you ready? What's going on? Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? What's going on? Cold, fresh air.
Hey,
yo, welcome back, Podcast Land. It is your favorite internationally known podcast show that does everything that they don't. You're now tuned in to the Who They Want podcast show with the Misfits crew in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Duchess, Lady Tasha, representing.
hey, everybody, what's going on? Hey,
We got my man, 100 grand, Mr. A for Able podcast king himself, Kyle E, the master editor.
Oh, you flatter me, my brother. Hey, what's going on, people? Cheers. Hope everyone's having a good night.
What? And I am Mr. Who They Want himself, DJ Steady, Are You Ready? Formerly known as your favorite DJ, Big Dog. Now recrowned as DJ Steady, Are You Ready? And I hope y'all are ready for tonight. It is Differently Abled Voices Matter Monday Rockstar Edition. As we have a special guest, we will be bringing an icon in the presence momentarily. But as first, we got to go through the Steady Files, where we give y'all 20 good minutes of our great debate conversations. Opening topic, this Facebook crash we have experienced today.
the block is hot. The block is hot.
The block is hot. The block is hot. Yes.
And that's all I'm saying. Oh man, but it goes to show you how dependent everybody is on social media.
Word.
You know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, the block, it's an excellent platform. I'm not just saying because it's mine, but there's been a lot of people who didn't sign up when they was invited to, and now they was just out there looking for the block in a daylight with a flashlight. Like, where the block at? I need to sign up now. I need to sign up. I need to get on the social media. I need to let people know what I'm doing, what I'm eating, what I'm thinking about.
Right.
So, yeah.
The day you alert social media addiction is real.
Right. We come on to the block. We take you. Come on. And stuff. Mark Zuckerberg, big up to him though, because he got all these platforms and stuff. He's been doing a phenomenal job. So from one CEO to another, I hope everything is going okay. I'm glad to see it is back up and running, all the platforms and everything and stuff. So just things happen. There was some scandal and red tape though after an interview from one of his employees about her releasing, I think, letting the cat out the hat about the way he's operating things over there, how he's encouraging users to post like angry messages and stuff. I think stuff
encouraging them.
Wow.
Yeah, that's from what that's what it said. Yeah. How he's promoting or letting them, but also what got me is how just long it just took him a long time, or he just let Donald Trump go on for a long time with his BS. You know what I'm saying? So I lost a lot of brownie points with me from that.
I ain't even saying nothing about the angry orange.
Yeah, so it's just I don't know. Things happen, it's just Sometimes things catch up to you.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I
so.
honestly thought it was my connection this morning because I was on just mindlessly scrolling, and then I tried to go back on again. I tried to go on Instagram, and it didn't update any of the feed. And then I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I'm thinking that it's my internet, so I'm checking my connection. I'm like, okay, everything else is cool. I'm going on YouTube, everything else is fine, but Facebook and Instagram were acting funky. And then I go to my just my regular web browser, and it was like, cannot find,
Can't find anything.
no connection,
Right.
no response. Sorry, we're down. I'm like, oh really? Huh.
I'm just gonna be honest. I thought my stuff got deactivated. I thought maybe we had a rough patch on the episode Friday, and it was like, you know what, this on your whole network, and just canceled me out because I've been out of town on a mini vacation this past weekend. So my phone been dead since Saturday. So when I finally get some juice to get on social media, it was like, ha, joke's on you. You should have paid attention.
My accounts have been hacked
for promoting my site on here.
And
I thought I wasn't working. I was like, oh, they caught up to me. They got me. So
my stuff has been hacked a couple times before, so I thought that's what it was until I found out everybody got hit. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, so this is a total system shutdown, but everything else is still up, but nothing else connected to Facebook, and I barely use WhatsApp, so I didn't even check that.
Yeah.
Right. Sad part for me was all my people I normally would talk to would be through Facebook. So when Facebook went kaput, it was like, well, who do you text to be like, is your Facebook acting funny?
Right. Yeah. And they still not letting you in with the streaming on there, right?
Nope. I've retried even before we went live here. So shout out to Everything Entertainment Expo for being the lifesaver of continuing this career path.
Hey.
At least when it comes to live shows,
the block is hot.
Absolutely, yo.
The block is hot, but it's just a crazy thing.
But I got a question for the two of you, if you don't mind. So you know how since the advent of smartphones, that's pretty much where we've all been. We've all been hooked onto to our smart technology, and then the minute something goes down, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like regardless of unless you are the type of person who does not look at their phone all that much, you know what I'm saying? Like I am guilty of waking up in the morning, not even getting out of bed. The first thing I do is check my phone.
Look at the phone, yeah.
Like that's the first thing I do is check my phone notifications. I check the news. I check I check for jobs, all that stuff. And then the minute something goes down, I gotta take a breath, like I just lost a lifeline or something. That like really, but we all remember what it was like before social media.
We had nothing.
I mean, I remember the early days of AOL, but I always tell people, just like when adults could remember when TV went off, I remember when AOL would kick you off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You would be there for like an hour or something, and then somebody would be like, "I need the phone." Click. You have 10 minutes to go. That's it.
I remember when there was no internet. Okay, let's take it back to that. All right,
I can do that too.
Yeah. Okay, but let me tell you something.
Not as far as you, but you know what?
You know what? Watch it now. Okay. Not as far as
I didn't mean it like that.
Because I was about to hit you with some heavy stuff. Nowadays, these college kids, they have it good. They can do all their researching for these papers online. But I remember back in the days when we didn't have that, we had to go to the library to this big machine to the Reader's Guide. To the Reader's Guide of Periodical Literature. Okay, to do our research and get old newspaper articles and all that stuff. We didn't have a click of a button where we can just click and find stuff. We had to go pull out blankets of sheets of papers from
and the card catalog, and you gotta go ask a physical person,
right? A physical person
where the section of this particular subject is, and and you had to be quiet,
right? It's the internet. So now the library is nothing but a big party now. Shoot,
exactly,
a big party, but. and the internet is, we came a long way to internet, and come the
Yeah.
internet comes these social media apps, and social media. If you notice, since the
Mhm.
social media apps has been a big thing, I
Mhm.
really don't hear, maybe because it's me and my age and stuff, I really don't hear talks about, and I'm talking about even before COVID, I don't even hear talks about, oh, this club is hot and that club is hot. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Yeah,
only hear
you
that
don't
when I
even
see
have it.
flyers online. You know?
And I hardly be, and that's to promote a party. But I remember back in the days when I was out there going out every Friday and Saturday night, we knew where there was always hot spots that everybody was going to be there talking about. Yeah, this and that.
Right.
Talking about on the radio and everything. I don't hear no shout out to clubs and all that stuff. I haven't heard that
Nothing.
stuff for a long time. So that just
True.
goes to show you how social media is coming on. It's just dominating like everything with everybody's life. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't you say that? Didn't you say that after the Facebook and Instagram shut down, people were trying to get to look for their old MySpace information?
Somebody posted that yesterday. They was looking for their old MySpace password. And I was like, shit, well, you're going to go back. You might as well come to the block. You know what I'm saying? I left the post. Come over to the block.
Exactly.
And the block, we here. No muting, no jail time. No suspension of accounts, freedom of speech, as long as you're not threatening somebody's lives. I will emphasize that. Okay.
Right.
Post what you want and stuff, just the freedom,
Right. So disclaimer moment real quick. I just want to apologize to any Amish listeners from last week's segment because today I was taught a valuable lesson of what it's like to survive without social media.
Yeah, right.
So Tasha, I apologize. You and the horse, I apologize. My sincerity is here on the table.
So, I mean, again, we send an apology out to the Amish. They ain't going to get, but...
No. I remember how I used to feel when I used to live with my parents and the internet would go down. I'd go straight to my stepdad like the internet's down because that was my form of entertainment.
Like, so what?
That was everything. Now he's he's a techie like me, but he knows when to be patient. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm as soon as it shut down, I'm like, Elliot, like the internet's down, man. The internet's down. like I'm fiending for it. That's how bad it was.
Let me tell you something.
It still is, even living on my own.
You want to get some kids' attention, and they be ignoring you. Shut that damn internet off. You can be calling kids for like 5 hours. They will not come. Shut that damn internet off. They'll come all
they at your door like Jimmy John's.
Like, the internet's off. Yeah, I know the internet off, damn it. I turned it off.
Like, Mom, why? Well,
exactly.
But, it's the internet, and sometimes, I think sometimes I be feeling bad for these kids nowadays because I think some of the things that we used to do, I think they can really benefit, from them, just getting out, knowing people, discovering the world physically instead of always online and stuff. Then all this online dating and meeting people that you just don't know who you're meeting, and then stuff turns left, you know what I'm saying? And, things happen. So, I mean, the internet can be good and the internet can be bad.
It's like it's not really about a good or bad. It's more like how are you using it? Like
right. Yeah, that's true. How are you using it and stuff?
How are you using it? Because we're so plugged into the matrix now that it's like I'm sorry. A lot of sci-fi movies had predicted this years in advance, and here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just not we're not just like connected to a plug through our brains or anything. It's but a lot of that makes me think of like what it would be like if we just did like a small for those who do like a purge every few days. They turn their phones off. I don't even know if I can even do this. That's a sad thing. I can say it. I don't know if I can actually put it into action. Turn your phone off. Turn your computer off for like a couple hours a day or more.
I can't turn my phone off. The computer, yeah, I'll shut that down because I need to be escaping from work. But turning my phone off, that's a no. I can't.
In my case, this is my job. So I it's like an up and down for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Steady?
Well, again, after spending Saturday and Sunday without the use of my phone and social media, and then today finally discovered social media crashed, I don't see why I should be complaining. But at this point, once I got back into reality, it was kind of like a need. So I'm kind of team, like, I can kind of deal without social media, but I'm like, Tosh, I'm going to need that phone.
I need a phone. Yeah, the phone I'm going to need. Phone I'm going to need. And everything. But I just also want to give, before the night is over, a big shout out to my big sis, Jacqueline Love. She was on it last night at the benefit up in Yonkers at the Roosevelt Grand Ballroom. And she was honored for everything she done and contribute to the fashion industry for over 35 years. I'm so proud of her. She's just a true blessing to have and to know. Okay. And she's done so many amazing things. And she's just a very awesome person, and she's still going up from here. So, Jackie, congratulations to you once again, and congratulations to everybody that was on it. Because also her brother Kid Capri, he was on it too. Curtis Blow was on it. Lynn Spivey was on it. Then we had Uber Johnson. He was there. He was a keynote speaker. He did a phenomenal job. So it was just heavy up in here. We had Smooth, DJ Smooth. I forgot he's from House Party. I forgot his name, but I remember it when I see it, and I remember him. Mm-hmm. He was from the original House Party. He was a guy who was started up in the dance contest with the dude with Chill Will, and then he was a guy who they left on the step at his parents' house drunk at the door.
Right.
He was there yesterday. It was just a phenomenal show and stuff. And your girl got to step out in her gown, doing the thing. It was on the red carpet with Jackie. We was taking pictures and stuff, and it was a celebration.
Yeah, you over here on the red carpet turning heads.
And stuff. So I was trying to turn heads. I'm trying to break necks. Shit. But it was a very, very awesome night. And,
all right.
Just congratulations to Jackie, my big sister, and everybody else who was on it yesterday.
Absolutely. Big salute to every last one of y'all. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
beautiful, beautiful thing.
We got a good show tonight, right?
Yeah, we definitely got this thing. We got the rock icon waiting on us to just let him on, and we're going to rock out. You did?
Yeah, let him on. Introduce him.
Absolutely. Real quick, though, there should have been an award given to you for that gown, though, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, my gown. Okay, we're going to talk about the gown later.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, rock star Rocky Kramer is in the building.
Hello.
Hey,
how's everybody?
How are you?
All right.
Doing well, doing well.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you here. Yes. Yeah, where you located right now?
I'm sorry, what?
Where you located right now in Los Angeles?
Oh, I'm in LA. I feel like are you guys on the other coast?
Yeah, we're on the East Coast, bro. We're on the East Coast. All 4 seasons over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm from Norway, so I'm all familiar with the seasons, but been here for about 10 years now. So
really,
awesome sauce.
So how that transition go? Like you coming from Norway to here, like
it's different. I mean, just the weather. Since we're talking about seasons, Norway gets very cold, and
really,
it's a freezing. Yeah, it's. I mean, where do you guys? Where are you guys?
I'm in New York.
New York.
I'm
okay.
in Connecticut.
And I'm Florida.
Oh, okay. So you're in the where it's warm and humid.
Yeah.
I'd say it's more. I would say maybe a little bit more like New York. I was just in New York, by the way, for a 9/11 concert.
Yes, I've
Uh,
seen that. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of snow in the winter, so I'm definitely used to that. So it's nice to not have to deal with that here.
How long is your winters over there?
You know what? It starts getting cold in October, and then it gets really cold in about December, January, and then starts we start defrosting in about April.
Well,
Our
that's same as it
bodies.
over
Sounds
here.
about the same. It sounds about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well,
Yeah.
what cold? Are you like below zero out there?
It well, so I have to start converting it because we're using the Celsius, but I'd say I think it's probably like down to like 10 or 20 Fahrenheit.
Oh shoot,
Like
that's just like us. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's about the same.
It's just like us over here in New York, and
like we've had those times where it's just like unbearably cold, you know. Like a couple times we caught a couple of polar vortexes, which sounds like a band to me.
Yeah,
it should be right.
It sounds
polar vortex.
Come on.
Yeah.
It sounds like a band.
Yeah, sometimes it's cold over here where the heat doesn't matter if you have heat. It's still cold.
Right? The other day I was in a freaking hoodie and a blanket.
Yeah, it's cold. Yeah.
Nice.
So let's talk. So growing up, so you grew up in Norway.
I did, yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So that's because it's just so funny. Like now, because I'm listening to you. Say something again.
Hello,
Natasha.
Oh, you're trying to go. You're trying to look for an accent.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for an accent. Like what happened here? Because you only been here for 10 years. You said, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, we have English in school, and I paid attention to it from an early age because I had plans about going to the United States. So I and it's actually very common for Norwegians to speak English with an American accent. I don't know why, because Britain is like right underneath it. So it makes no sense. But it's just maybe it's because we like to watch American television, so we're used to watching Friends and all that stuff. It's we're just so used to the American accent, and I think we like it because it makes us feel like we're American movie stars. Just speaking it, which makes no sense, but
it kind of does. Really, I had that same kind of conversation with someone from Germany earlier. Yeah, he's been living here for about I'd say about like 19 years, but he loves pop culture, and sometimes they would question him on his knowledge of movies, and he's like, why do you expect me to know this already? I just got here.
Yes. Wow. Well, a lot of stuff, is we get a lot of American culture in Europe, but there are certain things like Wizard of Oz. We don't watch Wizard of Oz or Peanuts and like those things.
Why? Is there a reason why, or it's just
did it just not make its way over there?
I just it didn't catch on. I mean, all the television shows I think made it for them, but we don't have Thanksgiving. Maybe they don't watch Peanuts. All the Thanksgiving stuff. Or is that for is that for Halloween? That's a Halloween thing.
You don't have
Halloween
either over there. You don't celebrate Thanksgiving?
No. We didn't have any Indians.
Makes sense.
You don't need Indians to eat. I'm like, wait a minute.
He's talking about the history behind it.
Right, yeah.
I get it. No, I get it. And
right, the history behind it. Well, okay, yeah. We can go back to that, but
not all of the history, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. We don't have to go into all the detailed stuff, but the reason for Thanksgiving is because of Indians and Europeans, I guess. I don't know.
So you was raised over there in Norwalk. Okay.
Norway, yes.
Norwalk. What am I
Norway.
saying? Norway. Okay. No, is there a Norwalk? No, it's Norway.
There's a Norwalk. That's not. That's in LA.
Okay.
Norway
So Norway is where. Okay, so let me get it right.
Yeah,
I know it's Norway. I was saying it right. But so he was raised in Norway. Okay, so now obviously you come from a family with background in music because both of your parents was playing instruments and everything and stuff. Yes. At what age did you discover that you just had this talent?
Oh, I would say pretty young because we had two pianos in the house, and I would just play it, and I was just kind of making music when I was maybe like 4 or 5, and I ended up taking violin lessons when I was 7, and was like playing all kinds of recitals and old folk homes and schools. Played in front of my school a lot, and that's just kind of how it started. And then I became more interested in the guitar and rock and roll when I was about 7 or 8. So I finally took that seriously when I was about 11. So I was just, and then I moved more into the guitar and stopped playing the violin when I was 15. So kind of focused on the guitar because I thought it was more interesting to me, more appealing to me.
It gives you a little bit more like you get to show off a little bit more with the guitar, right?
It's just people seem to like it more. Like when I play guitar, it was like wow, oh, teach me that. When I play violin, they're like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, the guitar,
it has a certain audience, and that's cool.
Right, or a certain audience, and you can give off a certain swag and all that stuff. Yeah, and everything.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: from where you grown up in Norway, I'm sorry, and everything, and what was coming up on the music? What was that like coming up over there? What did you have a lot of and stuff that you was able to pull from as far as being inspired by?
Well, so first of all, my father was the first violinist in the Trondheim Symphony Orchestra. So he used to take me to concerts, and there were a lot of classical concerts. I mean, he took me to ballet and opera, and all of the classical stuff. So that was like one part of it. Right. So I kind of my ears were just drawn towards classical music. But then, I grew up in the 90s, so there's a lot of that 90s stuff. It was kind of the end of the MTV era. So I used to watch all the Michael Jackson music videos on MTV, and I don't know. It was just I thought it was a weird time for music. So I was more drawn towards stuff that was before I was born. I liked more of the 70s and the 80s. Like real.
With that, man.
I felt it was more authentic. People playing guitars and rocking out. It was more appealing to me. I wasn't all that big into the dance stuff, all the electronic stuff. So, but that's that's the way it goes. People like to dance, and then they like music to dance to. So that's fine.
Right.
I'm not against it.
Right. And you like very, very, because I mean, from when I'm in here, I heard your stuff, and just to hear people talk about you and stuff. I mean, they comparing you to Jimi Hendrix. I mean, how's that feel?
That's I would never do it myself because Hendrix is definitely one of the greatest, and I mean, he was a pioneer. He created the foundation for everyone else, and I think that everyone after or around Hendrix, they were all influenced by him, and it's just it created the sound of modern guitar. So I wouldn't even want to be on the same page because I'm not worthy.
You got to bow down, right? But you still got to embrace that compliment and everything. And besides Jimi Hendrix and stuff, because Jimi Hendrix, any guitarist and stuff, I think Jimmy, you're gonna find that him being an inspiration. But who else inspired you musically as far as some great guitarists and bands?
Well, I'd say on one hand, a lot of British music, a lot of Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. David Gilmour, I think, is a great guitar player. Jimmy Page. I think if your name is Jimmy, you're probably a good guitar player. Just kidding. But I liked I don't know, I liked a lot of American music too. I mean, Aerosmith, and I'm a big Kiss fan. I love AC/DC. More complicated stuff like more progressive like Dream Theater and A.W. Malmsteen. Is more like bringing in that classical influence is also something that I think is interesting. Like Randy Rhoads, playing with Ozzy Osbourne, it was just like that's something I can get into. So I like when music is an experience. It's not background music, if that makes sense.
Right.
No, that makes perfect sense.
And you said Kiss. I mean, I remember coming up as a little girl, they just used to scare me for some reason. I guess because it used to be the stuff they used to come out with. Yeah, the look. I was just like, because they was real big and stuff. Because let me tell you something, my brothers was totally like the hip hop R&B guys, teenagers coming out. But for some reason, when Kiss came out, that was like a movement right there and stuff. But it was like scary because I was a little girl and I was like, what is? It was just almost like watching me as a little girl watching a horror movie and stuff, seeing them come out with that stuff. But they're very, 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 oh my God, they was just phenomenal and everything. But you yourself created a band, correct?
Yeah, I've had a few bands, and one of them was influenced by Kiss. We're called Armed Science, and we were just kind of like a simplified. We're kind of like a teenage Kiss, and playing kind of same music, and we had the makeup on, and kind of putting on a big show. I think that's what it's about. You gotta, when you're on stage, you gotta entertain people. You can't just look like you just got out of bed. You wanna. You're on stage. You got to earn that, and we were always about putting on a good show, and we try to do anything to have special effects or anything we get our hands on, which was usually stuff you would get either from a Toys R Us or from like a birthdays party store or something.
Right.
Just anything that has sparkles or lights or anything.
That's creative, though. I like that.
Yeah.
All into that.
Respect that.
Oh yeah, it was we were just trying to put on a good show and try to think outside the box because everybody else were just they would bring their guitars and maybe tune the guitar maybe and go on stage and play for a little bit, and that didn't appeal to us. We wanted to be more than that, so that was just always my mentality, which is the Kiss mentality.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you remember your first show? Like, what was that first experience like?
First show as playing rock and roll, I remember very well because we were playing. Up until that point, I'd only played schools and playing violin and things like that. But this was like the first time we're playing an actual club, and I was only 12 years old, and which is weird because everyone else were older than us, and we were playing, and I think the name of the band was Dark Symphony. And the music was maybe a little bit dark, but not as dark as it may sound. And it was not really symphonic because it was just guitar, bass, drums. It was more like Motorhead than anything else. But I remember that was like the first moment where I would play, and afterwards people would come up to me. It's like, man, you're a great guitar player. And I was like, wait, what? I wasn't expecting anybody to talk to me or like it was like all of a sudden strangers were talking to me, and that was a new experience for me because I was so used to either just being at home and playing with friends, and friends are usually supportive. So different when they're strangers because like, wait a second, you're like, you don't know who I am, but you have no reason to be nice to me, but it's like, so I think that inspired me to keep doing it and keep improving it because when you're young, you have a lot to learn. So. But you got to start somewhere. You got to work on it. So,
right. So, now let's talk about you getting in your creative mode. Okay, and from a guitarist, because I done spoke to entertainers, singers, rappers, pianists and stuff. As a guitar, when you start to create your project and everything, like, what is the first step? I mean, do you already basically know as far as what the project going to be, what the lyrics is going to be like, or you just get that guitar and just start freestyling on a guitar until you come up with something that can lead into what the music is going to turn out to be?
It depends. It depends. Sometimes I've just been playing guitar and it would just come to me. I never really set out to write a song. I never say, okay, I'm going to sit down and write, right now. It's oftentimes I'm just hearing it in my head. So I'm just hearing kind of a song in my head. Could be a lyric or
what you hear in your head is a guitar playing.
It might be a guitar, or it could be right. It could be anything really.
Okay.
And it could be just one lyric, like one line, and then it's a matter of developing that and turning it into a song. That idea might just be 5 seconds, and 5 seconds is not enough for a song. unless you're doing 5-second songs. So it's a matter of developing, this little thing and making it into something that you can actually listen to. And the biggest challenge was always taking what I was hearing in my head and actually recreating that with sounds that I can play for other people, because it's like the sounds in my head is not necessarily a guitar, it's not necessarily a trumpet, it's something like that. So I have to find that. I have to find that sound. So I spent many years just learning what every instrument sounds like, just to be able to create it. But I've kind of learned to simplify that a little bit and try to focus more on what's the melody, what's the lyric, what's the message, and develop that. But as a teenager, I would sit on my computer almost every night and write music for maybe 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, when I really should have been doing homework. But hey, why would I do that?
I can imagine that. Well, you were making your own curriculum at that point.
That's right. And I feel like I learned more from that. You learn a lot when you're doing something on your own and you're always developing it. Because
Absolutely true.
it's just, and I was passionate about it. And when you're passionate about something, you learn more.
Sure do.
Absolutely.
Truer words were never spoken.
Sure do.
That is so true.
So, are there any besides the guitars, any other instruments you're into playing?
I at least when I make demos, I always play my own bass, and I like playing bass. I think it's a fun instrument to play. I have 2 keyboards here next to me, but I'm not very good at it. But I do play it. I mean, my mother was a piano teacher, but I didn't inherit that. It was my brother. My brother got all the piano skills, and I got none of it. So it's a struggle, but I make it happen because I do like to write music on a piano, so or on a keyboard. So I sort of put up with it. And I do play. I played drums. I actually wanted to be a drummer originally. That's how I started out with rock and roll. It's like, I want to be a drummer.
Okay. And how did COVID treat you with your music and stuff? Like, did you notice like any type of change with the new type of music you was, creating and stuff? Like from the because you playing the guitar and stuff. I'm basically thinking of a rock and roll band guitar, always high spirited, up and up, energy and stuff. Everything that was going on with the COVID and stuff, and then you had the stuff with the the police brutality and everything. Did that shift and change for you and stuff?
I think it's one
Like
of
the
those.
mood?
It's just it's such a shock that you it's almost like a reset, and you have to start over and rethink everything you've ever learned and kind of start over again. And I think that it made me it's gonna sound weird, but it made me more realistic, I think.
Right. You're humble.
When
Well,
you're-
not humble, but yeah.
Right. It's more about because my whole life, I wanted to be, a rock musician. I want to be on stage. I want to perform and all those things. And I think it sort of helped me realize that maybe it's not always what you want that matters in the world. So it's sometimes you just have to, come together and figure something out as a whole instead of just thinking, okay, what should I do for the rest of my life? Maybe we should think about what we're gonna do for the rest of our lives, and we gotta gotta work together.
Right. Gotcha. So,
But
and speaking of the pandemic, you did you was part of a benefit. Is that correct? And everything.
yes, I did.
Tell us about that.
That was I think that was, oh my god, almost a year ago. It's weird. Time has been weird lately. So
Yeah.
but
At some point, it felt like it stood still for a while.
in one way it did, and it stood still in one way, but it also, I try to find ways to entertain myself or to keep busy, and then all of a sudden it's been 6 months, like, whoa, and here we are. But now it's been like a year and a half, which is crazy. I never thought it would take that long, but here we are.
Right.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, so that was called the Let Me Help Celebrity Benefit and everything. You teamed up with some other great artists and stuff. So what was that experience like working with them or teaming up with them?
Oh, it's always good. I think it's always good when you can do something together to help others, you know, and
Mhm.
there's always people that need help, and
Right.
you know, no matter how much you help, there's always somebody else that needs help. So whatever I can do, and you know, if I can offer music or I can offer my help in other ways, I do my best, you know, because
Right.
it's important. You know, you got to think about others. You know, we like to worry about ourselves, but you know, you got to worry about others as well.
Right. Because you
It's
actually
important.
you got to work or participate in the benefit with people like Earth, Wind and Fire. And that was another blend, you know, and everything. You know,
Yes.
the people one of the guys from there, and then the Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like that. So that had to be awesome. And then I think even Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon was involved with that, wasn't they?
Yes. So it was a
Yeah.
little. Verdine White from Earth, Wind and Fire. He's
Oh yeah, running. Yeah.
I know him. So he's a very nice
Mhm.
guy.
Yeah.
I've known him for years. He's a very good person, and he's
Mhm.
out there to protect everybody. I don't know Ozzy. I can't say I do, but would be an interesting
Yeah.
person to be friends with. But um, that's it was an interesting thing because it was all done. We had to
Mhm.
do it essentially because of the pandemic. We had to do
Right,
everything
right, right.
over the internet. So I didn't
Virtually,
really
yeah.
get to. Yeah, it was a virtual concert. So it was a
Mhm.
little. I didn't really feel like I was really with anyone, which
Right,
was
yeah.
it was nice. We did this 9/11 thing. Well, on
Yeah,
9/11, and
right.
it was actually a concert, and
Mhm.
it was also with Let Me Help Inc. and with Soho Johnny, and I did the national anthem with Joey Belladonna from Anthrax.
Mhm.
So
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know we're doing some cool stuff. There were a lot of performers there. It was a long show, and a lot of great artists, and some artists I'd never heard of, some that I'd heard of many times. Kim Sledge from Sister Sledge, and you know, I mean,
Mhm.
lot of talent, and it was
Right,
great. That was my first concert in I think a year and a
right.
half. So it's nice being in front of real people again because I've been performing on Twitch, and all you get on Twitch is a chat.
Yeah.
You know, so you got
Right.
people in the chat saying, "Hey, that was good," and it's like, well, are they being sarcastic? You know, like you don't know
You
because it's
don't
just
know. There's
written.
only so much you
Right.
can
It's
tell
just
from
written,
text.
and
Right,
generally, you know, because if people come back, they generally they come back because they have a good time. So
right.
so that's good.
So you basically you straight up rock and roll, is that correct? And everything as far as like the genre
Yeah,
you in now.
I would say it's I would say it's progressive rock, but
Right.
with a classical influence. So there's it's kind of
Mhm.
it's a little heavier than AC/DC, but not as heavy. I would say not as heavy as Metallica or Megadeth or anything like that.
Right.
It's
Mm.
sort of I think it's it's a good balance.
Have you ever had the thought or idea that ever hit you to collaborate and step out and collaborate with somebody in another genre? And if you did, who would it be? And what genre of music would it be?
Good question.
That's a great question. I'm always open for that stuff. I think it's a matter of finding or meeting people that want to work with you that you want to work with. So I'm kind of I leave it open. Um, I think anything. I'm really open for any genre, maybe except country or you know because country I think I would be lost. But I'm really I love all kinds of music and I think there's great talent in every genre. So
Mhm. Right.
uh, I
And
think I think
yeah.
anything.
And I think and it's interesting to see different genres come and collaborate. And I'm going to take it as far as back as,
Yes.
let's start with Tina Turner, okay? Because she
Mhm.
was straight up R&B soul, and then when she went out on her own, she turned that R&B soul and collaborated with the rock and roll flavor, okay?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
go bring it up to date, and she was good with it too, and stuff and
Mhm.
everything. Then you take it up to date. Whereas we're gonna talk about the rap genre, where you had Run DMC collaborating with Aerosmith. Is that who they collaborated
Yeah.
with? Walk This
Yep.
Way.
Yeah.
That's
So
Yeah.
correct.
Walk
when
this
you get
way.
stuff
Yeah.
going like that, it's just like dope. And so we haven't seen nothing like that in a long time. So now we got
I
the next
know.
generation that's younger. So I was just wondering, like, what would that feel like? Like if you're looking at
Oh,
you know, like if you do like have in mind like some like rap artists or R&B artists, and even gospel, if you listen to that, like, do you have anybody off the top of your mind you like to step out on one of them genres and do something with?
I was thinking about. I was watching. I forget what it was. I think it was maybe the Grammys, and Kendrick Lamar was doing something that was really, really, really cool. I was thinking it was almost like rock and roll meets rap, and it was just and I was even trying to find the song. I couldn't find the song on his album. It may have been a special thing he was doing for that, but the way he did it was so perfect because he was kind of mixing the two, and I think that mixing like distorted guitars with rap is a really cool sound.
It is.
I think it's awesome.
Crazy.
I mean, it's a great thing. So I'm definitely open for it. It's
we talked that into existence for you, because come Kendrick Lamar, you get Dr. Dre behind you, and that would just be something phenomenal.
I remember listening to Dr. Dre when I was like a little kid. So, so definitely anything like that, I'm all open for it, because I think that if you have this mindset that I'm only gonna do this much, like I'm only gonna do a little bit, then you're not really opening up the possibilities. There are so many things you can do with music and with entertainment too. So I'm definitely down to any collaboration like that.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, we're about to go ahead in a little commercial break, and then we come back. We're going to get into some of your latest projects you've been working on. All righty?
Sounds good.
Okay.
This amazing podcast is sponsored by Care Time Scrubs. Nurse owned and operated, providing scrubs to essential workers and workers who feel more comfortable with scrubs. You can purchase yours, yes, yours, at www.caretimescrubs.com. That's www.caretimescrubs.com. Can't wait for your order. Mwah!
All righty. Yo, check out them Kid Scrubs and everything. So, all right. So let's just talk about, you had this, that single, you had a project called, it was called the Firestorm. Am I saying that correct?
Firestorm, that's it.
Yes. Firestorm. So tell us a little bit about that project, because you had a hit single from that also called the Rockstar, which you are a Rockstar. So tell us about that project.
Sure. So Firestorm was my debut album, and it was a concept album, kind of like Pink Floyd The Wall or Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. It's just like it's one album that tells one story, and it's basically about a teenager dreaming about being a rock star, which was kind of, I mean, I wrote this when I was a teenager, so that's how it came about. So I wrote that. It's if you're gonna compare it to The Wall, I would say it's a little heavier, and it has more metal elements, but it's not really a metal album, if you ask me. And it's sort of it's an hour-long musical journey, and it just kind of goes back to kind of the sound of the 70s and 80s, which is what influenced me the most. And it's just it's heavy guitars, and it's it's about mental health. It's about making your dreams come true and believing in yourself and not listening to others as much as you maybe do sometimes. So I think it's a good message, and I think people can relate to it, because I know a lot of people don't want to talk about mental health, but it's a serious issue. It's very important, and it's I think sometimes people prefer hearing it through music. So, and that's maybe how I feel too. Listening to music sometimes has a healing effect. So,
most definitely yes.
Yeah. So, and in my case, as a songwriter, it helps to write music that sort of reflects how I feel, and it's like I'm getting it sent back to me in this in the speakers. It's a good feeling to be able to sort of express my emotions through music. It's a powerful thing.
Wow.
Agreed.
That is powerful, and I like that. So now you said the whole project is just like a whole journey. So it's basically you're telling a story like throughout the whole album. That's just one thing.
Yes.
It's like chapters basically.
Yeah.
You
They're
know,
like chapters in a novel, and
Right.
Rockstar is even though it's saying I'm a rock star, it's really dreaming about being a rock star. And when you watch the music video, you can see there's a little animated Rocky that falls asleep at school and dreams the song. So
Nice.
it's trying to have some fun with all the 80s music videos where everything goes wrong, or the bass player gets shocked from the microphone and then he flies up in the air, and he gets stuck up there. We're just we're trying to have some fun with it, but it's definitely a serious album. It's
Right.
about serious stuff. So
Did you have any collaborations? Anybody come in, like any of the producers or songwriters came in to help you on this?
I didn't, because I kind of had a very specific vision, and
Got you.
we were going to have Andy Johns, who worked with Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones, and I mean, you name it. He worked with all the rock and roll legends, but he had the misfortune of passing away before we started. So we had Kim Richards, who worked on Pink Floyd, The Wall, and Queen, The Game, and other many great albums, and we sort of created the album without Andy, and I had my own band, and we brought in strings, we brought in horns, we had horns from Tower of Power. We just wanted to have a lot of real instruments. We had a B3 organ that was used by Ringo Starr. We had just lots and lots of little tidbits, a lot of goodies, rock and roll history stuff there. So it was fun, and we recorded the album where Metallica recorded the Black Album. So and a lot of other. I mean, it was like CeeLo Green was there for like a year or something. Like, I mean, it's like everybody's been there, and it's a great studio that had the.
So you were just surrounded by all that history and creative energy. Yeah.
Definitely, and oh yeah, it felt good, because I actually watched many times when I was maybe like 16, maybe around the time I actually wrote the album. I was watching a documentary from that studio of Metallica recording there. It was so crazy to be there in person and actually recording there myself, because I didn't know it was a possibility. It's like, wait a second, I'm here. This is where they were. I mean,
it was kind of like an out of body experience. You couldn't believe that something that you were dreaming about and watching was actually happening.
Yeah, it's wild, and
I can imagine.
We were smart enough to have cameras there, so you can almost do like side by side comparisons of where we were compared to them. So the drums were basically in the same place, and where I was sitting was basically where the guys were sitting. James Hetfield or Kirk Hammett. It's crazy. It's kind of one of those things, especially when I'm from Norway, and we don't have that many famous bands and artists, but we have Aha, and that's about it. So it was a crazy being in LA and being in a place with so much history. It's
Do you have a favorite guitar that you like playing? Like your favorite? Because I know, like coming up, he had his favorite guitar and stuff. Like, so did you have that favorite guitar? You have named or anything?
I do. It's I can show you. It's right here. It's called Pearl.
Pearl.
Nice.
Pearl. Yeah, because it's the color is at least if you see it in person, it's got like a pearl. It looks very nice in person. The camera doesn't show it as perfectly, but it's great. I think it's from 2015. It's one of my newer guitars, but it's just it's a great sounding guitar. It brings out the best in me, if that makes sense. It's sometimes when you play the right instrument, all of a sudden you're playing like you never played before, and that's what this one does.
What is
So-
that little thing? Don't you hold something in your hand, a little thing to play the guitar with?
What, like a guitar pick?
Is that what it is? I don't know.
Yes.
Can I see it? You got one? That.
Yeah.
Okay, so how's that operated? What is that for?
It's because the strings are made out of metal. It prevents your fingers from being kind of worn out. You don't have to use this. A lot of guitar
Right.
players don't use a pick; they just play with their fingers. I think I'm more accurate with this. There are different sizes, so there are like usually like this is I don't know if you can see it or not. This is like a normal size. Mine
Okay.
is just is a little smaller, and it makes it, in my opinion, more accurate.
Yeah.
Some people think it's too small and they feel like they're dropping it, but that's more about how you hold it. And I don't have that problem, but it just helps you play better, and it does change the tone a little bit too, actually, a little bit.
So how
Not a bit.
difficult was it to learn how to play with that in your hand though? Holding it.
It takes, you have to get used to it. You know,
Yeah.
with everything, you start with nothing, and then you have to work your way up, and it's tough when the first maybe couple of months. It's a pain, and then you start getting used to it, and then you keep playing and you keep playing, and eventually it just becomes natural,
Right.
and you never forget it. Once you get
it's
used
like
to it,
training,
it's
like riding the
riding a
bike.
bicycle. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Training wheels. Okay, got you. Taking the training wheels off. Okay. Well, we're gonna get into Steady, the DJ. Steady, are you ready? He's gonna get into one of your songs and everything. We're gonna play it, let the audience
right.
see it and everything and view it. All righty.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I hate school.
Class! The bell has everybody come in and take your seats. I said to take your seats. This applies to you, Kramer. Tell you what, I'm fed with the shenanigans and the screwing around. Time to put on your thinking caps. Mr. Kramer, sit down, please.
My body's like a milkshake. My mind is like a cake. I can't get out of this prison cell. I wake up every day in my own hell. I wanna get away. 'Cause I won't be the one that you wanted to be. 'Cause I'm a rock star with style. Yes,
Well, somebody's a snoozing. It is time to wake up, Mr. Kramer. Class is
There you go.
So, did you really have a teacher that looked like that? Because you had to get an idea from something to have that.
Oh, so the story behind the teacher is actually the guy who was playing her.
Oh, it's a guy.
he-
Oh, wow.
That's a guy. His name is Brandon Shepard, and he's a comedian, and
Mhm.
that was actually based on his teacher. He was telling us about his teacher because we were saying like we need a kind of a mean teacher, and he started doing that voice, and we said, you will just want to do this on the album, and we had him record the audio for the album, and then we're doing the video. We said, do you want to play her? And and he's like, sure. And so there you go. So it's that's kind of how that came about. I think I think we were call her Mrs. Pickles. I think was her name or something like that. But
no.
but
So
yeah,
was that video actually live concert you did, or that was just the way y'all set that up? The video.
Oh, no, that was all filmed for the video. We filmed it at the Pomona theater. Yeah.
Wow,
So-
I mean, that just looked. There was so much energy there in that video. What was
Yeah.
it like working on that video and everything?
Oh,
And
it was fun. That's really the first music video I've done that was like real like production. So there's a lot of people there, and of course there's a lot of audience people there, and the whole process was. I mean, just filming that, just the live section of it was like it was a whole day. So we were filming all day long, and it was a process, and we spent another. Well, we spent another 2 days filming the classroom and the bedroom scenes, but it was it was a lot of fun actually.
right.
It was just unreal. It was nice having all those amps up there and all the cabinets and
Right. That's what I was gonna ask you. Was the
it
video, the music, recorded live during the video, or?
Oh no. It was just the music the music's from the album, and we were just
Right.
miming to it,
Right.
Got it. Okay.
playing.
Who,
So-
who did that? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go
I'm
ahead,
sorry,
Kyle.
Okay. Who did that animated version of you?
Oh, I believe her name was Nico. I think it's on. If you go to my website, you can see a documentary on how the video was made. It's I think
Oh,
it's
I will
about
definitely do that.
it's like 40 minutes long, but there's a section. I think it's more at the end of the documentary where you can see the person that did it, and the person. If you search the name of the person, I think you can find a video of them actually describing how it was done more in detail. So you can see it, how it was made. It was that was a process too because you want it to look like me,
Right.
but it's animated, so that's a little tricky, but we figured it out.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you pulled it off. It was phenomenal. The whole concept kind of gave me this Michael Jackson's Dirty Diana vibe. With,
Right.
Yeah.
with that dark
Yeah.
scene and that everything was just so
Yeah.
phenomenally put together.
That's a great song. I
Right.
love
The
that
nail
song.
on the head, bro. With that one, yeah.
I'm a music connoisseur, you know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that's,
Right.
that whole
So-
album is so great.
You
Yeah.
one part in the song, the lyrics that caught my attention. You said, and I just want to know, did it have any other meaning behind it, or was it just? It was what you said. You said, even at my high, I'm feeling very low.
Right. Yes. That's now I'm not really, I'm not I don't do drugs or anything, but it was really a reference to it was more a reference to drinking, but I like saying the word
Right.
high because it's more it makes it because you can say high and low. It was more for the lyrical purposes, but
Mhm.
it was kind of it was really a kind of simple. I thought about it when I was like because like when we were kids, or not kids, but in high school, we would drink beer or something, and and we would sometimes get kind of drunk, and I was like, I don't know if this is necessarily like this doesn't make me feel good.
Right.
And that was just a thought. That was just like a thought that I wanted to put in the song was just you don't
Right.
have to do drugs to be happy, or like drugs doesn't
Of course
necessarily
not.
drug make you happy, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Right.
But
Right. Of
Yeah.
course not.
it also
Which,
goes
I mean,
back to the conversation of mental health when people talk
yes,
about even when they're high, when they feel like they're having fun, when they feel like they're are having a good time, whatever it may be. They don't even have to be intoxicated. It could be just a natural high, but in their minds,
yes,
it could be like, is this real? Is
Yeah.
this really happening right now? Am I supposed to feel this way? Am I even allowed to feel this way? That's what I
right.
get from a line like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's that's why I put it in the song, was because uh happiness can be so fake, and
Mm.
Mm.
Mhm.
it's very easy to appear happy even when you have so much anxiety
Right.
or negative thoughts inside of you that you don't show to people. So
Laid
I
on
think like
Lord.
almost every line that I write has multiple meanings, and that's really why they end up in the song. Is
Mm.
because you can interpret it in a simple way, which may have been how I wrote it originally, but then it's sort of like it grows on me, as I'm writing
Mm.
it.
Right. And you did a couple of covers, correct?
I really started right before the pandemic. I just
Mhm.
wanted to do a couple of covers, and then the pandemic happened, and I was like, oh, I might as well
Mhm.
keep making them because it kept me busy and it was fun,
Right, right.
and
So when you
so
do the covers, right? Because I have this one guy. Because by the way, so that you know, we're gonna get you plugged in at the end of the show. I have a social media app called The Block. It's for independent artists and stuff. I have this one guy, and his name is he's Rico. I believe that's his name. But he does covers with the guitar. He's good with it,
oh,
and he will do
great.
rap covers and
Hmm.
stuff. Now, is that because I know you did a couple of covers from a couple of other artists and stuff. But have you do like covers from different genres, or it's just one particular
I
genre?
oh I think I've done I think I've done every genre by now. Like I because I'm uh I do a live show on Twitch every week, every Tuesday night, called Rock and Roll Tuesdays. It's not really just rock and roll. I've done. I think I did the Bee Gees recently. I've done.
Mhm.
I did. What's the one? 50 Cent in the club. I think I did that at some
Okay, in the
point.
club. Yeah, okay.
Uh, it was.
Okay,
I
I
think it
want to
was.
hear that.
Like I've done all kinds of things, and sometimes it's because people ask me if I can do it,
Mhm.
or it's just sometimes it's almost like a joke when they're requesting it. I'm just like, let's try it. It doesn't hurt. I
It's
did
almost a joke, but it comes out nice,
all
probably most likely.
Right.
It comes out
mhm.
nice.
Sometimes like I did Old Town Road, and it was like, like, okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Um, so it's just it depends on the mood, and I try to do like a different theme every week. So sometimes the theme kind of brings out some songs that I normally wouldn't do. But
Mm,
I have no problem doing anything really, as long as I
right.
know the song. I have to know the song.
You
That's
have to
Mm.
know the
what
song.
it comes down
Okay.
to.
And when people do covers, it comes out sounding it just has this weird like how can I say it? Like rugged sound to it. Is that am I saying it right? Like a
Sure,
rugged,
yeah,
rough
that.
sound to it. And it
Mhm.
just sounds like it just sounds different, but the end result is just dope. And I would love to hear some of the covers you did because I know you do covers, and I would love to hear some of your covers you
Mhm.
do. And so hopefully we get to hear that. But let's talk about some of the things that you have coming up. Let us know what you have coming up because I know you've been cast to play in a
Yes.
show coming out in 2023.
We're doing,
Let's
yeah. So I'm I'm
that,
I'm playing a
that
lead. I'm playing a lead in a movie called Rockin' in Time, and
right, right.
it's a rock and roll time travel movie about
Hmm.
an '80s rocker that travels to 2024. So it
Mm,
starts out in 1984. So
mm,
that's like the very
Mm.
basics of it, and he has to find a way to get back, and we will see how
mm.
that turns out. So
I
we're
guess
gonna
we
film
have to see how it turns out. It's going to be weird. I know it's going to be kind of maybe not. I don't want to say comical, but very interesting because coming from '84 and then 2024 with the whole thing with the internet is different. I can just imagine what's going to go on with it.
Oh, so much. Yeah, we
It's almost
we
like
really want to try to take advantage of that sort of like you're coming from the '80s. You don't know what
Right.
the internet is. You don't know this and that. So we just try to see. We want it to be funny for sure. Like
right. That's why I am picturing it's going to be comical and everything.
Yes.
Wow. So you got that coming up. And what else? Any more singles and stuff? Any more albums you working on?
We're yes, I'm working on the next album, which we just started just finished like the full demo of it, so that we can start rehearsing it with the band. We're playing it for people in the industry, so that we can figure out who wants to be involved, who who can help, and we need arrangers, we need all this kind of stuff. So we're trying to figure out all of that stuff before we go into the studio and actually record it. So like this is stuff that I've been recording at home, but I really recently just really tried to learn how to record properly at home, and so it's not just like these rough demos with an acoustic guitar. Like we're talking full drums and keyboards and guitars and everything. So it's a good place to start, and I think it's I think it's gonna be a really good one. I think I have faith in it, and getting good feedback on it right now. So now all we have to do is record it.
So to work on the project, is anybody in particular yourself that you're looking to recruit in the industry to work on this project with you, or who you would love to have work on the project with you?
It's it depends on who wants to be. It would be nice to have maybe like a legendary guitar player would be nice. It would be nice to have maybe David Gilmour or maybe Jeff Beck or somebody that. Unfortunately, a lot of people are dying. It's it's tricky. It's hard to lose people, but it's we're gonna have we already have we've discussed it with Prescott Niles, who's the bass player for the Knack. My Sharona. He's gonna play on a track, and because he's got that sort of that slapping, and he's a great bass player, so I think that's gonna rock. But it's mostly gonna be my band, but hopefully we'll have some familiar faces involved. That'd be cool.
Got you. Well, let everybody know where they can also find you social media wise and everything. Besides, because we know we're gonna probably be able to find you on the block soon.
That's right.
So let everybody know where they can find you.
It's Rocky Kramer on everything except Facebook. So Facebook is Rocky Kramer Official, but on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I don't know, YouTube, it's all just Rocky Kramer. And you can just go to rockykramer.com, and there's a link there there are links for everything there. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch. Twitch, that's all. Twitch.tv/Rocky Kramer. Follow me, and I'll be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I mean, things went down with this. So, where you going to be live at on which platform? Twitch. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully you can get live up on the block too at the same time and everything. And also, this is the block. I got a social media platform for independent artists, and any genre, whatever you want to come and post your work and network. We have some phenomenal people come globally, come up on the app and meet up and connect and network with one another and post your music. So it's in the App Store, free, available on WhatsApp App Store, free. Just type in Everything Entertainment Expo, download the app, and come join us on the block as well. It's just another platform you can add on to where you can be found. That, and we would love to have you on there. And it was such a pleasure having you on the show with us tonight.
Absolutely,
it was
a pleasure being here.
Yeah, this was a pleasure and everything. I can't wait. I'm definitely gonna be looking out for that Rockin' in the Time.
That's right.
Yes. Right, because
that's 23, so it's right up my alley.
Yeah, that just seems like it's gonna be a Back to Future. You ever seen Back to Future?
Back to the Future.
I can just see it.
Eric.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be like the musical Back to the Future, I guess, and stuff, something like that.
Yeah.
But I can just imagine and everything.
Yeah,
So
if Doctor Who was a rocker.
Right.
Right, exactly.
I like that.
It's
I like that.
Yeah, they're giving you some ideas. Maybe it's something you can take over. Yeah, that's some ideas.
Write this down.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. So again, it was a pleasure having you on. Very talented and everything. Awesome. That video I just love. I just thought it was the cutest thing with that little,
Oh.
you know what that little character remind me of? It would just remind me of that little, another little animated character and stuff. I don't want to say from back in the days, but I don't know.
From a music group, character wise, or just in general?
We're talking cartoon show.
A cartoon show. Because see, I stopped watching cartoons a long time ago, but I do glimpse at it, and it's just that little character just reminds me of. Oh God, it was just the cutest thing. I love that little video of yours. It was so cute. That little character, that teacher, and stuff. But awesome job with everything. Okay, please go on the block and post covers because I just love to hear covers. I love that. I really do. I just love to hear somebody just take something and do a cover to see what the result is going to be and stuff. And we definitely going to follow you. We all on other social media platforms as well besides the block. I'm at Second to No One on Instagram. Steady. We on Facebook too as well and stuff. And Kyle, he's on Facebook and Instagram as well too. As long as we all on the block too as well. So but
on the block.
Hopefully we will have you definitely if you find it in your schedule, we can get you back here on the show, especially when it comes time to release that movie, so you can come and promote that as well and stuff. And, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much
coming on.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you just keep doing what you're doing and good luck with everything.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Look forward to having you again. All righty. Thank you. You have a great night.
You too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, is that? It's rain. Shoot.
Right.
Okay.
No, it just started pouring over here. So.
Right. Real quick. I just need to know: are we at this end scene moment? We ending the scene, Tosh? We're done. We don't have no more announcements. Is it?
Well,
I just need to know.
Come sign up on the block.
That's it. Okay.
Come sign up on the block. We got some things that's in the work for this week and everything. Just be looking out for the promos for that and everything. And you gotta refresh my memory. Come on now. This is when sometimes I need y'all to be. That pick me up.
I'm just saying, after the whole crash of Facebook, I'm kind of
listen. Yes, the crash. Listen. Listen. Just come to the block, all right.
That's all we got. That's all we got.
Block. I hate I don't want to see other sites crash. You ought to have to come to the block. Just come to the block. Add the block, another method of social networking to your agenda for the day. It costs you nothing at all, but to go in your pocket, take out your device or your iPad, whatever, download the block, go to the App Store, type in Everything Entertainment Expo, download the app. The social media platform for that is called the block. Get up on a block, come network with us. Okay. Stop being leery of things too. Okay. Because let me tell you something. I am an African-American woman with a social media site. Okay. I'm out here doing something very big and trying to bring some recognition to us sisters here. You know what I'm saying? Not even sisters, women in general. So stop asking and being leery. Okay. Because I done had people approach me about my app and it's like, oh, well, is it safe? Is it this? Is it that? Is it any virus? Just stop it. Just cut the BS. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you tell me, listen, I'm not interested in supporting you. I'm not interested in your app. But don't sit up there and ask me these questions knowing damn well y'all didn't have access to Mark Zuckerberg to ask him these questions. Y'all signed up on the app as well. Okay, on his app anyway. All right, so just stop it. Just let's be real about it and everything. And if I'm promoting it to you and stuff, just be like, okay, it's just not for me. I just want to stick what I got. Fine. Don't sit up there and try to, because basically I'm not going to say it's an insult because it's not, but it just makes you sound stupid. Okay, because nobody goes on Mark Zuckerberg's website reading none of his damn disclosures and his agreements and terms of services. So mine's is the same as his because it's a social media site. So don't sit up here and try to get, on a high horse worrying about those now that you're coming to mind or you're considering it. Just download the app, come see what the app is about. If it's not for you, you can just delete the app and act like you was never there. Okay, but stop trying to pick and, maybe trying to set me up as a failed me, you think? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it seems like when you're asking me these questions that I know that you're not asking, Mark Zuckerberg or whoever. And I know he's Mark Zuckerberg. He's been around for a while. But the point what I'm trying to make is that you gave him a chance, so why not give me a chance? Because you gave him a chance, just went ahead, signed up on the app, had no revelations or whatever about it and stuff. I'm offering you the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just only been around for a year instead of being around for 10. How long Facebook been around?
It's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Since the fall of MySpace and Tom disappeared.
Right, exactly. So, it's nothing that's going to hurt you. There's no spams. Anybody's been on my app, they have not got no viruses to their phone. Okay, the terms of services is just the standard terms of services for a social media website. So the damn FBI is not going to come tearing out your door because you're now on a block. All right, or nobody's gonna come looking for you. Okay, your information is not gonna be sold to nobody and everything. So I'm just trying to hit all of whatever y'all could be thinking about can happen by joining my site, where you never gave two thoughts about joining Mark Zuckerberg's site, and y'all know, and y'all don't even know him, but you know me. So let's just stop the bullshit and stuff. Come on to the block. I'd love to have you. All right, no love lost.
My name is DJ Steady. Are you ready? And I approve this message. Kyle, any closing remarks?
Honestly, I think that was another great show, an awesome way to start off the week. Because even though I am familiar with some of his stuff, I still got new music to listen to as well, and a documentary to watch. So and a movie to look out for. So so definitely check out his his Twitch stream and everything else like that, and definitely check us out because we're coming out with new stuff every week, which seems like every day there's really not nonstop content really. So big ups to everybody, everybody tonight. Tonight was another great show, and I'm hoping for just great success moving forward.
Amen to that. And real quick, people, bam, in your face. Don't know if y'all can see it, but just for the conspiracy theorist people out there, the people that didn't believe, I ain't gonna say she. Well, I've been converted to a believer now, so I just want to pull that out there. And this concludes our show.
That's right. They're vaccinated. Get vaccinated. Be safe. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget to give me those numbers when they pop up so I can play Lotto City.
You know what? Good night, ladies and gentlemen.